Hey crafters, Jen Evers from Quality Crafts. And I saw Janie, who is now, I can't even pronounce her YouTube name, but I saw her do something amazing with wax paper and glossy cardstock. I call it picture paper or photo paper, but glossy cardstock, either one. Let's go down to the table and I want to share with you, Janie, what I made and with all of you guys in case you want to try it out. Here are the few sheets that I've already done. This one I actually physically ran the glossy cardstock through the Cuttlebug so you can see that it has a definite raised effect. And then I used distress inks to go over in 3 different purpley colors. Here's one that I tried right after that where I ran the wax paper through the Cuttlebug and then ironed it on to the waxy part, onto it. And then you can tell it just didn't come out right. I thought, well, maybe I didn't iron it long enough or something. So then I tried it again, the way Janie did it, where she crumpled up the wax paper and then ironed it on. And look at this cool texture I got. This is by far my most favorite one. I really love this. So I'm going to try to recreate this for you, and one that's similar to this, and hopefully it turns out a little bit better. So first thing I'm going to do is put down some paper. I've got my glossy cardstock here. I'm going to put down one piece of the glossy cardstock. And the first thing I'm going to do is try to recreate this one and see if I can get a better impression, I guess. So I've already run it through the Cuttlebug. This is the one that I used just so you can kind of see the pattern. And I'm going to take it out of here. Okay. And then this is the side that I kind of want, so I'm going to flip it over. Put the wax paper down right on top of the glossy cardstock. And then I'm going to take another sheet of paper. I folded this one in half. You don't have to. Put it right over the top, and then I'm going to use my little mini crafting iron here, and I'm just going to go over the top of it. And now I thought the first time that maybe I just didn't have it hot enough and I didn't roll it over slow enough. So I'm just going to make sure that every inch of that paper that I let it sit for just a bit. You can start seeing kind of a pattern coming through, even through these papers. And then I'm going to go over it just one more time to make darn sure that each bit of this got heat. One more time this way just to make sure, because I'm so new to this and I just love this technique. So thanks, Janie, for sharing it. Move my iron out of the way and pick this up. Okay, and then pick this up. And I'm not sure how much of this you're going to be able to see, but if you move it in the light here, when it hits the light, you can see kind of where the impression was. So let's go ahead and put a color over that. And I was doing blue, so let's just go back in with blue again. Tumbled glass is the one that I'm going to use first. And this one is pretty light, so I'm really going to have to add some ink to that to pull out that design underneath. It's definitely there. I'm going to switch to a darker blue just for video purpose, because I want to make sure that you're seeing this before we're sitting here for half an hour and you guys are like, come on, Jen. There, it's coming. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm pretty sure you can see some of it. This one definitely turned out a little bit better than the first one I did. Like I said, I made sure that I held the heat on it a little bit longer and went a little bit slower over that, just to make sure that it had plenty of time to transfer the wax from the paper onto the glossy sheet. Awesome. Okay, let me hold that up so that you can see it a little bit clearer. Really cool, huh? I like that. So that turned out, that was the score. See the difference in the two? The first one I just didn't hold it on long enough, I think. So there's the key. And now to try to recreate this one, let me put this away. The only thing you have to do is just crumple up the wax paper. That's it. So I've got a sheet right here. I'm just going to go ahead and crumple it up. The more you crumple it, the smaller the markings are going to be. And I really like the small markings, so I'm just going to give this another really big crumple. Okay, and then same thing. I'm going to pull in one of those papers. All right, and then put the wax paper down on there. Get back out my top sheet because I don't want the wax sticking to my crafty iron. And then go over this. For those of you who follow my channel and watch my videos, I am using a new webcam suggested to me by Rosa Aquino. It is the Logitech, I think 920. I'm not sure if I got that right. I'm really impressed with it. I think that it is very clear. I don't have a lot of light. It's nighttime right now. And I like it. So let's pull this up and pull that up. This one you can see a lot clearer when the light hits it where that pattern is. So let's add some color. I love the browns when I did it the first time, and I saved them. So what I did was I first went in with antique linen, which is a lighter brown, tanny brown. I'm going to try to recreate the one that I did earlier. Okay, so I kind of did a couple of spots with this. And you can see it, but not as clearly as you can when you use the really dark colors. So after I did a little bit of that, got some dirt on my little thing here, I went ahead and I went in with something a little bit darker, which is frayed burlap. Whoops, so jumps right out of my hand. You see that? Okay, and go in a little bit closer to that. See, and I get like a nice little mixture of those browns together. Overlapped them a tad here. I still want some of that light, what did I call that? Antique linen to show, so I'm not going to cover up all that. And then, after I got that nice brown in there, I went ahead for a really dark color, and I picked walnut stain. That's a very dark color, especially if you just put a lot of ink on there and go to town, which is how I got that really dark mark in the middle of this one. And I love the look of that. So let's see if we can recreate a little bit of that. Now, a little bit, if you keep going around and around, you see you get a little bit darker, but if you really push that into the ink, get it really wet, look how dark you can get it. That's so cool. And then you can keep pushing the ink out and blend them in further. It's up to you. Whatever color floats your boat and whatever color matches your project or really, that you really like, just do that. There are no rules in art. Who said that? Somebody who just joined the Besties team with us. And then I went ahead and just did some on the outer side here and just brought the corners in. And that's how I got that look. So it looks like all, what is that called? Like ombre effect. Really cool. So let me show you the difference between the two. The one we just did now and the one I did before. And they're both really different. But do you see on this side, it dried just a little bit lighter than it actually looks on this side. Really cool. So let me bring back in those two. And here are the ones we did with the embossing folder. So thank you again, Janie, for sharing that technique. I absolutely loved it. I loved sharing it with you. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, share it with other people. Give me a thumbs up so that I know that this is the type of thing that you like to see more of. And I'll see you guys next video.